up, good people? If you're new here, my name is Carol the author. Welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in back again. So today we will be talking about overcoming negative self-talk. Have you ever said something to yourself that you wouldn't say to your friend? I bet you have. And I'm glad you clicked on this video because today we're going to have a real conversation about that little voice inside your head that's always telling you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or you're not worthy. That voice, that is negative self-talk. And together we're going to learn how to quiet down that voice. So yeah, buckle up and let's chit chat, help each other grow. What is negative self-talk? Is that critical inner dialogue that's slowly chipping away at your confidence. So it sounds like, I'm messing things up. Oh, I'm not good enough. What's the point of trying anyway? Why did they pick me? I'm not worthy to do this. I'm not qualified. Girl, you know the voice. You know what I'm referring to. And it's so automatic. When you're so used to saying something so regularly, or when you're exposed to something frequently, it's always at the top of your head. Anything that happens, that comes in your mind. So these thoughts, they come up as just being realistic. But what we do not realize is that they are limiting beliefs that keep us stuck in fear, in doubt, and in the same place. So today we're going to stop accepting that voice, those statements, and speak out the truth. The way you talk to yourself creates an emotional landscape. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, your brain starts to believe that, and that begins to reflect in your daily actions. So imagine if it was the other way around. If you talked to yourself positively and then your brain starts to believe that, imagine the things you could have achieved by now. Psychologists call this self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you will fail, it means you're not going to try hard enough. And then when things go wrong, it's just going to confirm the thoughts that you already told yourself. On the screen right now is a quick checklist. How many of these phrases have you said to yourself this week? Negative self-talk isn't often your own voice. It's borrowed from someone else. It could be a parent, a teacher, your friends, social media, or even from your relationships. It becomes a form of protection, a misguided way actually of keeping you safe, because you tell yourself don't try this or you'll embarrass yourself. It's like you're trying to protect yourself from failure or rejection. Personally, I used to hear this voice the loudest when I was about to do something new. Like uploading this video like this, it took me time because I kept saying negative things to myself. And I just remembered, let me tell you something. I remember when I was about to launch my book it's an inspirational book titled The Perfect Paintbrush. It was my first book, right? I was excited when I was writing. The whole process was really exciting, and I couldn't believe that I had so much potential and ability in me to actually write something. And now the days of launching the book were nearing by, and then I started asking myself, what if this book is not what I want it to be? What if people do not hear the message the way I want them to hear the message? What if they don't understand? What if it doesn't have any impact on anyone else? What if I'm just writing this and no one is going to like it? What if I don't even get support? Girl, you hear all those questions? That was negative self-talk trying to stop me from launching a book, from creating a path, from following a passion that I love. That's what negative self-talk does. It limits you, and you become your own enemy. You become your own enemy. You stop yourself from achieving the things that you could achieve. Seeking validation and negative self-talk go hand in hand, and I'm gonna do a video on that. So let's talk about how you can actually overcome this negative self-talk. Or rather, before we do that, it's critical that you become aware of that voice. You need to listen attentively, and you also need to pay attention to when that voice speaks loudest in your head, because it's when you're about to do something that you love or something that you're really passionate about, or when you're taking a big step in your life, that voice pops up. You see what I mean when I say that you become your own enemy. So in order to overcome this negative self-talk, you could try and reframe the narrative. Instead of saying I cannot do this, you can admit to yourself that yes, this is hard, but I'm learning and I'm going to do it until I finish it. So reframe the narrative. Do not say I cannot do this or I won't do this because of ABC. No. This activity is hard, but Carol the author is going to show up and do it. You can also talk to yourself like a friend. The same way you're so kind to your friends and compassionate with your friends, be that to yourself. Be your own friend. That really goes a long way, because then you also start saying positive things upon your life. And you know, there is power in the tongue. There is power in the tongue. So you start saying positive things about yourself, and then you start to notice that slowly but surely your life is beginning to turn around. Practice affirmations. Like we always see this on social media, on the internet. Tell yourself you're beautiful in the morning. Tell yourself you got this. You're strong. Even like when you're in the middle of something that seems to be difficult to do. You started out so well, but then when you're about to finish, you start doubting yourself. Reaffirm. Tell yourself you've got this. Tell yourself you're strong. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself. You know, be proud of yourself. It's also important to like give yourself that pep talk. Don't wait on people to come and say, Carol, you're doing great, or Carol, it's gonna be alright. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself, Carol, you're doing great. Give yourself the pat on the back. Well done, Carol. You're doing great. So I'm going to share with you a list of things that I've been practicing to help me quiet down that voice. And I start my day with affirmations, honestly. When I wake up in the morning, I tell myself I am good enough. I tell myself it's going to be a good day. I tell myself I've got this. And I tell myself that I am proud of me, you know, and that has gone a long way, because, you know, what you feed your mind in the morning before you start doing anything else is really crucial, because it shapes how you carry yourself throughout the day. And yeah, we could also pray, you know, and have a conversation with God. That really goes a long way in the morning before we start doing anything else. And then also I have kept a what have I done well list at the end of the day after I'm back from work, when I'm not reflecting on the day and journaling it down. I ask myself the things that I did well, and that has helped me realize that I am actually doing more than I think I am doing. It only takes reflecting back on the day and, you know, seeing the things that you've done well, how you've responded to situations, how you carried yourself throughout the day. And you may even realize that there was a time when you were about to have that negative self-talk take control, but you managed to quiet it down. You can only realize the progress that you're making in your life when you sit down and ask yourself at the end of the day what it is that you have achieved on that day. I've also limited my exposure to content that makes me feel less than I am. So I try to be intentional about the things that I'm exposed to, the content that I watch or listen to. I like to listen to things that are self-empowering and that help me grow mentally, physically, spiritually. So remember, the goal is not to silence your thoughts. It's about guiding them. You want to guide yourself on how you talk to yourself. And the same way that negative self-talk has an impact on our lives, so does positive self-talk. So remember to be gentle with yourself and to love yourself. These small habits can really go a long way in helping you create the identity that you want, the life that you want. Remember, you're not your thoughts, you're the one who's observing them. So that means you have the power to choose the ones that you believe in. And I want you to remember to be gentle with yourself. You are doing better than you think you are. You are powerful. You are strong. You've got this. And you're doing well. You're doing well. And don't forget that positive self-talk definitely has a strong impact the same way that negative self-talk does. So remember to be kind to yourself and say kind words to yourself. The small daily actions, habits that we are incorporating in our lives have a compound effect. They help change the way we see ourselves, and they help us realize the dream, the goal, the identity that we're trying to create. So if this video has been helpful to you, kindly share it with someone you think also wants to hear from it. And also drop one affirmation in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you, and I would like to keep cheering you on. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that button for more content on mindset, growth, intentionality, and all things beautiful.